Jai Gajanan. We shall begin. Ganeshaya Namastubhyam, Herambaya Ekadantini, Swananda Vasane Tubhyam, Brahmanaspataye Namaha. So we are looking at chapter 14 of the Mudgal Puran, the first part. Yesterday we saw how Vishnu and Brahma, they went to Shiva to test his superiority. Vishnu and Brahma, they had concluded that both are equal. Brahma agreed to be born as a son of Vishnu. And then they wanted to know who else is greater or superior to them. So they remembered Shiva, Shakti, Surya. The first one to arrive at the scene was Shiva, and he came as a huge column of light. And Brahma tried to explore the upper end. Vishnu tried to explore the lower end, and both of them returned unsuccessfully, finding that there was no boundaries to them on either side. And then they accepted that Shiva is the greatest. But Shambhu says that but before that, Shambhu bows down to them and comes down to his form of Shivalinga. He reduces that huge column of light and presents himself as the Shivalinga before them. Now, Shiva is continuing to tell Parvati about what happens next. O Devi, listen to the extraordinary events that unfolded after that. So the next person to whom they approached, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, was to Shakti or Maya, the Adi Shakti, who is present in various forms with different permutations and combinations of the Satya Sattva Guna, Rajas Guna, and Tamo Guna. So she plays about through the various forms by infatuating in various ways. So it is through this Maya that God plays about in his creation. It is through the web of deception weaved by the universal spider Brahma to envelop the world in delusion. So hearing Shiva's words, now Vishnu, now Shiva still in that situation, hearing Shiva's words, Vishnu suggests to Brahma Deva, Vishnu tells Brahma Deva, ask Shankara for a boon. And so that Shankara be born as his son, as Brahmadeva's son. So in that way, all their desires will be fulfilled. Vishnu's desire to be born as Brahma's, Brahma agrees to be born as Vishnu's son, and then Shankara be born as Brahma's son. So in that way, their desires of father, grandfather, and son, these relationships will be established, and there will be a bonding between all the three, that is the Trinity, that was to be established. That is how the Shankara agreed, of course. Oh, Vidhi, I shall definitely incarnate, but I shall incarnate as an Amsha form, that is a part form of me, not the whole Shambhu as this, but as a part form of me as Rudra from your forehead. So this he promises to Brahma. So Brahmadeva and Vishnu were very pleased with his assuring words. Oh Shiva, if you to experience, then they say. Now Shankara had given his, offered himself as a whole column of light for both Brahma and Vishnu to experience. Now they say, they tell Shankara, Shankara, you too experience our greatness, our glory. And so Shambhu willingly accepts it, and then through Jnana Chakshu, now unlike Vishnu and Brahma who entered into each other's body, that entered into their stomach and then explored the various universes that were present in each of them, Shankara entered into his divine vision. Jnana Chakshu. And through his divine vision, he saw the glory of the greatness of both Vidhi and Madhava. Vidhi means Brahma is also called Vidhi, and Madhava, we know that Krishna or Vishnu, Mahavishnu is also known as Madhava. So through this Jnana Chakshu, he saw both of their glories, and he accepts you both are truly great and infinite and eternal. We three are the supreme Ishvaras. So that is why we accept the Trinity as the greatest of among the Pancheshwaras. We accept the Trinity as the greatest. Why? We will see a little bit later. Surya and Shakti, although they are part of the Pancheshwaras, Surya is in all of them. Surya is the Atma or that Chaitanya in all of creation, in Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And Shakti is the quality, the Saguna Rupa, the Saguna aspects with attributes. Those attributes in different permutations and combinations are present in all the Trinity and in all of creation. So that is why both these pervade all of them. So basically, if we worship this Trinity, it is as good as these are included in them. Shakti and Surya gets included in them. That is why every Ishvara has its Shakti. He functions through the Shakti. And Atma is there is present in all. That is, Atma is consciousness, the presence, the existence, very beingness. So, heeding to their simple request, then they remembered Surya. So the next to come was present himself was Surya. Surya came before them. He presented himself as a huge effulgent light with rays radiating from all sides and directions. His luster was limitless. There was radiance all over. It was so flashing and blinding that they could not see anything. They lost this Trinity. They could not see with their eyes any the glory of Surya. So they opened their Jnana Chakshu, the divine eye of vision, and they saw his glory through that Jnana Chakshu. And they accepted Surya. Yes, you are indeed you are equally luminous and glorious just as any of us. The three Devas modestly said, O Lord, we are unable to see the boundary of your immense expanse. You must experience our glory too. So they asked Surya to experience their own glory as well. So Surya also entered into his Jnana Chakshu, activated his own Jnana Chakshu, and he saw through that divine vision the greatness of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And finally, he accepted. He also humbly said, You too are magnificent. I cannot visualize the limits of your divine forms. I have experienced your marvelous and extraordinary majesty. Just as so, they all accepted they're all of equal status. Just then, Mohini appears there, the Shakti. Shakti asked happily, Do tell me why you remembered me. All the four gods replied happily, O Mahadevi, we wish to see your splendor. So, hearing their request, Shakti assumed her magnificent form, her the macrocosmic, her Virat Roop, and then with her infinite glory, they saw how she pervaded the gross, subtle, and all forms of existence. So, seeing her form, they were overwhelmed and surrendered. And they said, Oh, noble one, we are unable to gauge your immense form. Please assume your milder form. She assumed her milder form, and and they all asked her modestly, Oh, Devi, do see our own glory as well. So, Shakti too with her divine vision, Jnana Chakshu, she saw the glory of the other four Pancheshwaras, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and Surya. And seeing their glory, she was also humbled. She said lovingly, I could not visualize the end of your limitless splendor. You too are majestic and absolute Ishwaras. So, thus, all these five Ishwaras came to a consensus that each of them are equally supreme. Now, Shiva is continuing this conversations. The scholar of Vedas have expounded that there is only one supreme. So if all these Pancheshwaras think that they are all equally supreme and they owe their existence to something else, so there must be something that is more supreme, which has resulted in their manifestation. So they decided to meditate, and they find out who is that great supreme from whom they have manifested. So they commenced a search for such a Lord. They went upwards, they searched downwards, they wandered in different directions, but they were unable to find anyone. Finally, they came together, they eliminated all thoughts and commenced meditation. They went step by step through various stages in meditation. They first, they first entered themselves, and they got themselves absorbed in their own height of glory. They came to their own unmanifested state, undifferentiated state. Then, when each of these Ishwaras went within themselves and experienced the heights of their own unmanifested state, all their pooling together of their energies brought about a manifestation of the combined unmanifested state, the undifferentiated state from which Ganesha emerged. A beam of light emerged, a huge mass of light emerged, and that mass of light had the face of a trunk with a trunk of an elephant, huge ears, huge stomach, Lambodara, Shurpakarna, Chaturbhuja, the three-eyed, Trinetra, Ekadanta with one tooth. So this was the form that they visualized in front of them, a being of light, which had the shape of Gajanana. He was blood red in color, his huge body coated with sindura, Sesh Nagar tied around his navel, adorned with a crown of ornaments. He was accompanied by Siddhi and Buddhi, who they worshipped by various deities of prosperity. He was the absolute incarnate, wearing the Chintamani jewel, the jewel of Chintamani on his chest. Oh dear one, when they saw, that is, Shiva is telling Parvati, oh dear one, when they saw this Prasanna Vadana, that is the very pleasant countenance, a pleasing countenance, the smiling face of Gajanana, who bestows grace on his devotees and his heart, the Devas were astounded. These Pancheshwaras were astounded. At first, he manifested in the heart of Shankara. Shankara asked him, O Prabhu, who are you? Are you the most supreme Brahmanaspati, the Lord of Brahmas, whom we may attain by practicing Shanti Yoga? O illustrious one, I am unable to comprehend who you are. So please enlighten me. So this was how first Gajanana appeared as that luminous light in the heart of Shankara, Shambhu, Shiva. And Shankara humbly asked, please explain yourself. Please explain who you are. What he explains, we shall see in the next chapter, in the next class. So thus we end the 14th chapter of the first Khand of the Puranopanishad, Srimad Mudgal Puran, describing the legends of Vakratunda. Jai Gajan.